Hello everybody, welcome back to Blues Focus for another Opposition View video. Today I'm joined by Matt from New York Talk. How are you, mate?
Not bad, thanks, mate. You?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Very excited for this weekend's game. Don't know what to expect, really. For us, it's been a bit of a mixed start to the season. For yourselves, you've had a very good start with 1 win and 3 draws under the belt. How are you enjoying life back in the Championship?
It's dead easy, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Well, for you lot, maybe. For us, it's a different story, but...
Very, very happy. I mean, the victory, we beat Reading 4-0 in the second game, and everybody's thinking, it's only Reading, it's 4-0, it's just, they're a joke. But then Reading's results afterwards, battering Blackburn, I think they meet Middlesbrough, that may be a better result than it looked at the time.
Yeah.
We drew Swansea. I know Swansea had a stuttering start, but we obviously made a draw with them. 0-0 draw against Preston, which is standard. Nobody scores against Preston and they don't score many.
No, for sure. I mean, coming into the Championship again, I think it was us, you, and Reading that were sort of the 3 teams that the bookies had to go down. But yourselves and Reading, obviously, way up there. And I guess that 4-0 win at the end of the season, that could prove to be pretty big at the end of the day. How important was that win against, a Reading side that are doing pretty well, to be fair, so far? But come the end of the season, it could be different, couldn't it?
Yeah, big time. And then on the day they were terrible, but we were very, very good. That we exploited their issues that they'd had. They allowed us to use our pace up top with Ogbeni and kind of Washington running ragged. A massive win. It's a home win. We played 4 games and won one of them, unbeaten. But you obviously need a win under your belt.
Of course.
And what a win it was! It was an all-round really, really good performance and professional. We didn't go stupid. It was very, very professional in the second half as well, which is 2 years ago in Championship. We weren't being professional. We were just going a bit silly and things like that. So it was a massive step forward. It felt like a massive step forward anyway.
For sure. So what was the difference between that performance compared to your other 3 draws? Was it the use of your pace up front?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Swansea, anybody who's played Swansea, it's difficult to get hold of the ball. They don't use it particularly well, I don't think. But you just can't get hold of the ball. Our problem at the minute is to look after the ball. When we have it, particularly against Preston and QPR, when we had the ball, we looked quite good. But we never looked after it properly. And that's got to be somewhere we've got to look to improve. And we do look dangerous on the counter-attack. We look lightened on the counter-attack. And we can defend very, very well. Our defence has been superb so far. Our problem is you don't look after it. Which is strange. Midfield is a pretty good midfield. So I think that will come looking after the ball a bit more, I think.
That's interesting. Everything you said there sort of does remind me of watching Blues. Defensively, we're pretty solid. We're fairly decent. But when it comes to our midfield attack, we make silly mistakes, give the ball away in the middle of the park. I was going to ask you a bit later on, but I'll ask you it now. Sort of your style of play. I saw a stat earlier, and us and yourselves are the 2 top teams in the Championship for playing long balls. You're about 26%, I think. We're about 24%. So is that how you look to play? You've got a defensive team, and then you're looking for the long balls over the top to the strikers. Do you play 5 at the back like ourselves? How do you sort of set up?
Yeah, so we played 3-5-2, but our wing backs are quite attacking. We've just signed a young kid from Arsenal, Brooke Norton-Cuffy, who's meant to be, a next best thing, and he played an Hour Cup last night and did okay. We do look to get it forward quickly. I wouldn't say it's long balls. Obviously, that's very misleading. Is it long balls or is it a long pass? What's the difference? They tend to be quite accurate. Dan Barlaser is sort of a main man in the middle to distribute. If you give us a bit of space, he'll just put it into space, and Washington or Benny will get onto that ball. They are that quick. I'd be surprised with the defender in the league that can keep up with them. They are so quick, particularly Chio or Benny. So it's more long passes than long balls, but we do like to get it forward quickly.
And you mentioned it there, your game last night. How was it last night? It was obviously a 1-0 loss, wasn't it? How did you play?
Not great. It was a terrible performance from both teams. It was just a bad game of football.
Did you set up differently? Did you have a different 11 out? Because I didn't check, to be honest. Yeah. Okay.
I think it was 9 or 10 changes.
Was it? Yeah.
It was very, very obvious that we'd made 9 or 10 changes.
To be expected. Did you, speaking of sort of changes and everything, I was looking at your transfers earlier. Obviously, got rid of Freddie Ladapo, Michael Smith, Michael Ihikiwe. I think that's how you say it. So you've offloaded a few. Have you got anyone in that we should look out for?
Connor Washington's been very good as a striker. His work rate is immense. There's questions over his finishing, as there has been in the Championship in the past for him. But his work rate is ridiculous. I mentioned there's new Norton Cuffy as the right wing back. he's one to look out for, but we don't know what to expect yet, really. In defence as well, we've really strengthened. Grant Hall's coming on loan from Middlesbrough, who's got loads and loads of experience at Championship. Cameron Humphreys is the other. He plays left-hand side centre back. He's 24. We brought him in from Belgium. He originally came from Man City's academy, and he's played 4 games so far, and he's been absolutely brilliant. Oh, really? He's quick. He's great on ball. He's strong in air. He's got a great future. That kid. He's been brilliant. He's been a signing season so far.
Can tell he's from Man City then.
Yeah, big time. He's got Man City written all over him.
Yeah, for sure. I was also going to ask about Wes Harding. Obviously, he was at Blues a few seasons ago. Does he get a sniffing in the squad anymore, or is he more of a bench player?
He's brilliant, Wes. In the 4 games he's played, we want to play him at centre back because he's a right back or a centre back, not a wing back, because his attacking sense is not brilliant. He has been played centre back on Tuesday, and he's played right wing back a couple of times. He's so popular, Wes. We absolutely love him. He's played 100. Last night was his 100th game for the club.
Wow. Okay. I mean, when he was at Blues, he was decent, to be fair, but I can't remember quite who we had at the time in the right back role, but he was always struggling to get in. And I think as Blues fans, we were quite surprised to see him go, especially for a transfer fee as well, because it wasn't a free. You paid for him. Yeah. But it's great to see he's doing so well and you love him so much.
Yeah, he's just hard working as well. He fits into the Rotherham ethos. He's just hard working. He wants to play well, whoever he's playing for. He's clearly very popular around dressing room as well. We'd love our Wes.
No, that's fantastic to hear as well. Fantastic to hear. So what are your expectations for Rotherham this season? Do you think you will be down the bottom end of the table like the bookies predict, or given your strong start, do you think you could be pushing more for mid-table or even playoffs? Who knows?
Playoffs would be lovely.
It would be nice.
The plan, if you give me a point above relegation zone, I'd take it. I think what helps us is in the past season or two that the Championship's become a bit of a mess. Clubs like yourself, the background, what's happening in the background is not helping you, but that helps us. Reading, although we don't know where Reading are going to be because they've had a good start, similarly type them. I think there's a lot of bad teams in the Championship, or certainly average teams, and I think that can only help us because we've recruited pretty well. The management team are quite well thought of, getting good, decent loans in. I don't see why we can't step up relatively comfortably, but I'm maybe getting carried away with the start. But let's wait until we start playing, Watford, Sheffield United, and see how we can get on with them as well.
For sure. It's easy to get carried away in the few first games, isn't it? But I think by the 10-15 game mark, you've got an idea of how your season's going to go. Wanted to ask you a bit about last season as well. Obviously in League One, so a completely different league. And it's good to hear your views, to be fair, because for myself, I wasn't able to keep up with Rotherham as much as I would if you were in the Championship. But obviously a great season for you guys last season.
Yeah, brilliant. We went to Wembley, won the Papa John's, which were amazing day. Winning at Wembley is just special. And in the league, we were probably the best team in the league. I know Wigan won the league, but we had a blip. We had a 6-week blip where we really struggled. Outside of that 6 weeks, we were just the best team in the league. Nobody could stop us when we were on form. Nobody could stop us. It was stressful, unnecessarily stressful. At one point, it was a half time against MK Dons in March. We were 12 points clear with 10 games left. We were up, but then we lost the game. And it was a massive swing. And you just put that. We went up on the last day of the season. It's just one of those moments you're in football for. You sport football for. Just moments like that were so special. And the roller coaster of being a Rotherham fan. Of course.
So how long have you been following Rotherham as well? Like, I'd like to know a bit about yourself as a fan. Have you been following them for years? Do you go to as many games as you can, season tickets, away games? Like, what are you like as a fan?
Yeah, I first followed in 96-ish when I first started following Rotherham. Season ticket ever since. Get to as many away games as possibly can. Costs this time, this particularly Championship away costs.
Yeah,
of course. 36 quid for QPR is not great.
Yeah, not cheap, is it?
Yeah. But supporting Rotherham is genuinely a rollercoaster. The last 10, we just moved into 10 years at New York Stadium. And only 2 out of those 10 years have we not been promoted or relegated.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Very yo-yo, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just fun. It hurts sometimes, but it's football, isn't it?
I was going to say, it keeps things exciting, keeps things fresh, doesn't it? We've been very stagnant since we came down to the Championship in 2011, really, but keeps things exciting, going up and down, doesn't it? I assume, like Blues, it's never a boring moment supporting Rotherham.
No, absolutely not. We've seen 2 administrations, 7 or 8 promotions. Managers leaving, coming, going. It's just been
Crazy.
absolute chaos.
Keeps things exciting though, doesn't it? Keeps things exciting. So this weekend, what are your score predictions?
Got to go positive. We're at home. We've got to go positive. We don't concede many. So I'm going to back us to go clean sheet, and I'll go 2-0. If we can put you under a bit of pressure, I don't know what your heart's like. If we probably get at you, how are you going to react? I don't suspect very well from Paul.
You're not wrong. We always struggle. As soon as that first goal or second goal goes in, it's very rare Blues do come back. I think if we can hold out, like I said, defensively, we've been fairly strong this season. So if we can hold out, maybe nick that first goal, I give us good hopes. But no matter who we play, if they score first, we'll always struggle. But fingers crossed for a good game. I'm quite excited. I think we've had a few hit and miss games. We've played well in some, poor in others. So I'm not really sure what to expect, to be honest. I think I'm going to go for a draw. I think I'll go for a 1-1 draw. We never score too many goals, but we never concede too many either. So we'll have to see. But thank you very much for joining me, mate. I really appreciate it. Where can people check you out if they want to see more Rotherham content?
So in New York Talk, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that. We're also on YouTube as well. Podcasts get put on there as well. Our preview will be out Thursday night, Friday morning. To look ahead to Saturday's game, not Tuesday, Saturday.
Yes, no, brilliant. Well, thanks for joining me, mate. Really appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you on Saturday. Keep right on.